This is the legendary Kawasaki KLR 650. My name is Ride with Ria, and we'll see if I can do a full ride test, review, and first impressions of this bike because, as you can tell, I'm pretty short. I'm only 5'4", and this thing is a beast. So, stay tuned. It is like at my eyebrow level. This thing is ginormous.
I should give some context to this video. We actually rented this Kawasaki KLR for my partner's first ever dual sport experience while I was out test riding a Triumph Street Twin. You might remember that from the last video. On one of our stops, I tried to see if I could even mount the KLR, and somehow me almost falling off of it made me want to try conquering it even more. So in this video, you'll see me try to do just that. But first, I want to talk about what makes this motorcycle legendary. Its story began in 1984 with the introduction of the KLR 600, and then in 1987 the KLR 650 was introduced with a larger 652cc engine. Its simplicity, affordability, and incredible versatility were so impressive that the US military actually modified it to run on JP-8 jet fuel. Can you believe that? These special KLRs were used by the Marines and Special Forces. Now, converting a gasoline engine to run on jet fuel was challenging. They had to replace a lot of major engine components, but the result was a bike that could now run on the same fuel as the B-2 Stealth Bomber and the Humvee. So how did they pull this off? Well, they kept the original 652cc single-cylinder engine's crankcase and transmission, but pretty much everything above that was replaced. We're talking a new liquid-cooled cylinder barrel and head, a new connecting rod, piston, fuel injection system, and exhaust. They also beefed up the front and rear suspension, added wider foot pegs, a heavy-duty AGM battery, and a larger 6-gallon fuel tank. They also added a blackout switch that immediately kills all of the lights on the bike for reconnaissance missions. While doing research for this video, I found out that these KLR 650s were used during Desert Storm, with one retired Marine combat motorcycle instructor talking about riding these bikes through minefields at night. So now you can see why this bike has earned such an incredible reputation. Beyond its military service, the KLR remains the go-to for countless around-the-world adventures, weekend trail rides, with some riders even calling it unkillable. That was until Kawasaki killed it in 2018. The main reason for its discontinuation? The old carbureted engine just couldn't keep up with the increasingly strict emissions regulations in Europe and the US. Modern standards demanded more sophisticated fuel injection systems, something the classic KLR 650 just didn't have. But thanks to its massive cult following, it was actually brought back a few years later with some modern upgrades. The 2025 model has a 652cc liquid-cooled single-cylinder engine, a fuel injection system, disc brakes, and even optional ABS. Kawasaki also released the KLR 650S with a 2-inch lower seat height, and the KLR 650 Adventure model loaded with side cases, fog lamps, frame sliders, a tank pad, DC and optional USB sockets, and ABS. Now that we've got the history out of the way, let's see if a short rider like myself can handle this beast. For anyone who hasn't seen a KLR in person or maybe isn't familiar with dual sports, these bikes are tall, like seriously tall. I'm standing here at a whopping 5'4", and the bike is almost taller than me. Now you're probably watching this and thinking, she'll barely be able to touch the ground. This is going to be a disaster. And yeah, while not being able to flat-foot a bike definitely adds a degree of difficulty, I want you to remember this. Just because you can't flat-foot a bike doesn't mean it's impossible to ride. There are tons of tips and tricks out there, and with enough practice, I believe you can ride any bike. So with that, let's get into the video.
Okay, now you're gonna have to shift your weight over this way.
Oh my gosh, okay, wait. Okay, wait.
Okay.
Okay, I'm good. Are you holding on to it?
I'm not holding on.
How do you turn this thing on? Oh, it was on. It was already on. Okay. See, I can tippy toe. Wow, lawnmower vibes for sure. Oh my goodness. It's the very tip of my toes touching. Should I go? Oh. Put it in gear. Oh my gosh. Okay, once I'm on it, it feels fine. Oh my goodness, this thing is so beastly. I don't want to stop. I'm gonna try to do a swift turn. I'm gonna go another lap. I can't stop. I can stop, but I don't want to put my foot down, because then I'm gonna have to feel the weight of this thing. Oh my gosh, it rattles so much. I could totally handle a bike like this, actually. Okay, I'm getting overconfident. I don't know. Let me see if I try to put my foot down. Oh, this is the moment of truth. Very slowly. Woo! Yay! Wait. Oh! Wait. Where's the frickin' kickstand?
Do it in front of it. Put your heel in front. Put your heel in front.
Heel
Other way.
in front. Okay, now shift the weight this way. Attempting with no help this time. No help. Okay. Yes. Like that. And then prime it. And then start it. Alright. And then give it a go. More cars, more cars. It's fun to stand on the foot pegs. Woo! Fun, fun. Okay, be careful, be careful, be careful. Yes. Yes, look at me. Oh, wait. Nope, the kickstand's not down. Hold on. Okay. I could do this. I don't know if I can give a full review of this though, because I don't think I want to ride it around, but
one day.
But yeah, the Kawasaki was sick. That was very fun.
For the purpose of this end voiceover and my final thoughts, I'm going to be showing clips of him riding on the streets. I did not end up riding this motorcycle anywhere but this parking lot. Even though I was able to get on the bike, find my balance, and ride it around for a little bit in a controlled environment, there was no way I was ready to ride out in traffic. And that is something that I want to highlight. It would take me a lot more practice and familiarity with the bike itself for me to be comfortable going out on the streets. And that's totally okay. It's going to take some time, especially a newer bike, and definitely because I'm shorter and it's more difficult for me to get on and off the bike. If I'm just coasting on the highway or going in a straight line, it's definitely really easy to find that balance and to be in control. But once you slow down and you have to come to a stop, it gets a lot more difficult. There are tips and tricks that you can learn and practice for short riders. There are tons of videos online that I'll link below. They have really great techniques of mounting and dismounting the motorcycle. They also go over how to pick up a motorcycle in case you happen to drop it. So practicing maneuvers and things like that is really important before you even think about riding out on the street. But with that being said, I was really surprised with myself. I genuinely think that I'd be able to ride this bike with a lot more practice, but I was just really impressed with what I was able to do for my very first time. I can picture myself going on a long road trip on a bike like this, and I'm really happy I was able to try out this legendary motorcycle. Let me know in the comments if you've ever owned or got to ride a KLR 650. I'll definitely have to come back and do a part 2 for my full review and ride test, but for now, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.